Hey friends, welcome back to my studio. I'm going to play with some molding paste and paint some impasto flowers. I think would be a good way to describe it. I'm going to keep it kind of simple. So here's what the molding paste looks like. It's from Golden. Whoop. That might be a little better. And I'm going to paint it on an 8" by 8" cradled wood panel. I've got clear gesso on it. It's 1.5 inches thick. And I'm going to use primary colors. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's get going. All right, let's set the table. I mixed, or here, let's start with the colors. Phthalo blue green shade, cad yellow medium hue, Quinacridone magenta, Mars black, and titanium white. I haven't showed the bottles in a while, so I thought I would do that. And right now I have a green palette going. This is, I start out with, I don't know, a little bit of, when I say a little, 1/2 inch of cad yellow, added some Mars black to it, then added some white, because I wanted to make this a nice light background. And you can see, maybe you can see in the video, it dries about a 1/2 shade darker. Acrylics do that. And then it was a little more yellow than I was aiming for, so I added just the teeny tiniest bit of phthalo blue green shade. I just put a little teeny bit on the tip of my palette knife. You can slow down the time lapse. I'm pretty sure I showed that. And then I just took this, any brush would work. I took this 1" filbert from Royal and Langnickel, had some water in the brush, and I just painted a layer, let it dry, painted a layer, let it dry. Makes for a nice even background, which I really don't need because I'm going to put texture in the background, but that's what I did. And then I'm thinking, okay, do I want, so originally it's like, well, do I want to just paint with the texture in the background? And I thought, no, it would be easier to draw my flowers on. That's a white and black charcoal pencil from Generals. It'd be easier to draw my basic design on if it's flat, doesn't have the texture on it yet. Here, just in case somebody wants to see these. I have new ones. I think that's so exciting. Okay. Then I'm going, okay, I probably should do the stems next because I'm thinking what's behind and then what's going to be on top. So back to front. And I thought, well, I'm going to just paint the stems on because I can come back with a palette knife, or I can leave them flat and have the flowers be texture. So this is a 5/8 inch flat brush from Artist Loft. It came in a pack, really inexpensive. And I mixed, this is cad yellow and some Mars black. This is cad yellow, Mars black, and some phthalo blue green shade. So I have a couple different greens to work with. And then I put straight up black. I'm thinking, well, because some of this might get covered up. And I want some of it to get covered up. Like this goes into this flower. But that way it's definitely behind. And then I think I'll try to come back once I have the thick flowers on and they're dry enough, I might try to put some stems over the top. And it's okay. Like I had a little oops, but it's okay if they're a little messy too, because we're going to have texture and, and a lot of depth to this, a lot of messiness to it. So what I'll end up doing is adding about half molding paste. We'll take half, maybe take a chunk of this, put in about an equal amount of molding paste, and then I'll lay some texture in. Okay, that's the game plan. I'm sure you could do it the other way. If you guys do paint a lot of impasto paintings with texture. I mean, I know you can put like the whole texture on and then put the painting on top. Let me know how you like to do it. Okay, guys, I'll be back in a bit. Let's chat. So I have the meat and potatoes of my painting done. Oh, hang on. Wally's chewing on my microphone. Okay, Wally's my tuxedo cat. I've dried it with a hair dryer, but if I squish it, it would flatten out some of the texture I've got going. I'm going to tip it. Oh, I think there you can see at least some of it. I did spin this, both my palette, I turned my palette and I turned this painting in that last time lapse because it's easier to pull. So you might want to slow down the time lapse. There's a gear icon on the video that you're watching and you can speed up or slow down, just in case you didn't know. I don't know if if I made you dizzy or not. Hopefully not. This spoon is really nice. Made some nice round petals. Oh, I used this. Oh, it's a number 20 or a number 40 palette knife from Blick Art Materials for a lot of it. I do have this one, but I was thinking it was a little too big. Maybe I could have used it for that one, maybe. It's a little too big for petals, but it might make some nice little dots. Oh, and I've got another one. I mean, you could use a credit card. Got this one too. Whatever you have that's flat and you can scrape with. Gosh, you could use your finger. So what I'm thinking now, I don't know, there's no right or wrong. That's also what's fun, is figuring it out. Oh, here. So this looks simple, but I spend a lot of time mixing and then mixing in the structure gel or the molding paste. You know, scraping, turning, drying with the hair, a lot of time drying with the hair dryer. And you're going to use more paint. But one thing that is nice is if you use some sort of molding paste or structure gel, it'll extend the paint. It might make it more transparent. You'll just have to play with it. This one says semi-opaque. And I don't know how expensive it is. You know, so if you're using cheaper paint like basics and then the molding paste, it's probably less expensive than if you could use straight up heavy body and get, you know, the thickness that I have. But that's definitely, I would think that definitely would cost you more money. But I haven't done the math. But what I'm thinking now is I just took this color and white and a bunch of molding paste. And I think it's time to start putting in the background before I put more details on. And then I can also I can hair dry it and then let it sit while I go eat dinner. So I mixed up more because I don't know if I'm going to have enough. And I could try to match this color, but really I think it'll be a little bit more interesting if it shifts in color. And I don't think I want to use too much white because I'm going to put some white. I'm going to put more white. Oh, here, that could be fun. Or like little petals coming up. I think I'm going to use some white flowers too. Okay, so let's just scrape some up. And I don't know if I want a ton of texture. Well, and you don't want a bunch of texture on the sides in case they frame it. You don't want to, well, let me put it this way. You don't want a thick texture like I showed you with some of these in case they frame it. Oh, the other thing I just thought of, because I just saw it, there's some white chalk pastel. You can take a brush and a clean brush and some clean water and you could wash it off. now, or you could wait until things are much more dry in a few days. This might take, for the really thick areas, a week to dry. It depends on the weather. It would dry a little quicker on a canvas, even though there's gesso on a canvas. It breathes through the back. Where this is wood, it doesn't, with the gesso on it, doesn't breathe as much. I think I like the subtle change. I might use more of that color. Well, and if I run out of either of these colors, I can mix more, and it won't match exactly, but I can come back and put it, you know, in places around the painting so it looks like it was planned. I like that. That's kind of pretty and soft. We'll have to see if it's so close in value that you can't. I don't know if you can even see it. I think you can. Well, I could put some thicker. I don't know if I want thicker there. I could come back and put some bigger swipes. More, there we go, like more deliberate, a little bit thicker. Okay, guys, I just wanted to pop in and chat for a minute. I think that gets us up to speed. I'll be back in a bit. I'm calling it done. So when I came back from dinner, it really helped to dry it really well with a hairdryer. Quite a long time. That doesn't help you guys much. About as long as I could stand it. And I do the cool shot too, so it wasn't always warm air, hot air. And the these two, well, this one's the background color, and then the one I had here before, it dried a little darker and I couldn't see any of the texture. So I put some white in this puddle, and then I could just pretty much drag over the texture that's already there. And I like that. It might be, I don't know, it could be too much. It just depends on personal taste. But I kind of like it. Reminds me a little bit of, oh, I don't know, tissue paper glued down or something. Let's see, what else? My other palette, I mixed a brown for the centers. I did use this one for some dots, some swipes. And just filled it in more. And then splattered. Oh gosh, there's probably better brushes than this one. This one's because it just doesn't hold much paint. It is a 5/0 from Royal in light nickel. But really, a toothbrush would work. But I like the splatters on it. I think that's fun. It's cute and whimsical. Whimsical. I don't know if I said that right the first time. Let me know what you guys think. Here, I was gonna hold it up. Well, maybe I can hold it up and get it a little closer. But then can I get it square for a screenshot? I'm on my tippy toes, looking at the top of my phone. Here. Do a tour. So you don't have to have a lot of skill. You do go slow because it does help to dry quite a bit. Even though the big thick globs won't be dry in the middle, it still helps if they're dry on the outside edges. Hopefully that makes sense. I like the stems on the bottom. I think that's fun. Let's see if we can, I don't know if that'll show you any depth. It's probably turning right towards my light. I don't think that does either. I think this way does it the best. Oop, I don't want to stick that in my palette. think you can kind of see it. I didn't really put anything up onto the top. This one's all on the front. Or the design part's all in the front. Okay, let me know if you give this one a try. I think it's a great painting for any skill level. I want to do another one, and I think I might use the spoon more. I like the shapes that the spoon makes. It's just a plastic spoon I've used before. I'll link a couple of my impasto texture paintings in this video's description. There's a cute one of flowers in a bicycle basket I think you might like too. I super appreciate your support. I could not be a full-time artist without you. Great big happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you soon. Bye guys.